Welcome to Larry's Library. This week I got a fun one. It's got a long title, so let me look at it so I don't mess it up. See if I can get this out. What I read was DC Horror Presents Sgt.Rock versus the Army of the Dead, the hardcover. Now, of course, this is DC, but I would have expected this to be DC Black Label. Nope, it's DC, just DC. I don't know how they determine what's Black Label and what isn't anymore, but at any rate, this is a standard size hardcover. Not my favorite format, and I think the beautiful art in this one deserves to be upscaled, but that's not what we got. It's a standard, but you know what? I still loved it. So this is 160 pages. At the time of shooting this, it is still available at my preferred vendor, InStockTrades.com, for about $14.49 discounted. Cover price on this one is a ridiculous $24.99. I cannot understand why a hardcover, a standard size hardcover with less than 200 pages is $24.99. That is some bad pricing, in my opinion. But don't be a chump. Don't pay that. Get it at a good discounter. Like I said, in stock trades, you can get this for like $14.50. So that's where I recommend you go for this. So this one is written by Bruce Campbell. Yep, that Bruce Campbell, the actor, best known for the Evil Dead films. And yeah, it turns out he can write pretty good. Not bad at all. The art is by Eduardo Risso. Now, I think he's probably best known for 100 Bullets, and I love that for sure. I also like his Batman run that he did with Brian Azzarello. So this one collects all 6 issues of the miniseries. Now, it seems like in the last few years, none of these companies want to admit something's a miniseries or when it's not. I don't know, it's weird. They don't use the terms miniseries and limited series and solicits anymore. I don't see them on covers that much anymore either. But as far as I can tell, this is certainly a miniseries because it does have a definite ending. So I'm going to say it collects the 6-issue mini. Now, when I first seen this solicited and I seen the title and the covers, I immediately assumed this was a licensed property, licensed from the Evil Dead series. But turns out it's not. I could not find anything in the indicia to indicate that this is a licensed property. This is just, certainly they're wanting you to think of the Evil Dead. But yeah, it is not a tie-in of any kind as far as I can tell. There's no copyright info other than DC Comics. Yeah, of course this is set in World War II, and you've got Sgt.Rock coming up against some zombie Nazis. Now, there's nothing groundbreaking here. This is not a new idea, but it is certainly fun. I had a good time with it. If you like killing Nazis, and when I say that, I'm mainly talking about video games, because when I think about killing Nazis, I think about video games. I think of Wolfenstein, which I love that series. And if you're a fan of the Wolfenstein games, either the originals from way back or the more modern revisions of it, which I love a lot, then you're going to like this because it's all about killing zombies, or rather killing Nazis, Nazi zombies. So, what more fun can you have than killing Nazis? Killing zombie Nazis. That's the answer to that question. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. There's nothing too groundbreaking here. There is nothing deep, So if you're looking for some character depth or character development, you're not going to find it here. But it is fairly fast-paced. In fact, in my view, it's sort of paced more like an older comic book than a newer one. Now, that's good and bad because a lot of stuff happens in a short amount of time, but you don't get a lot of character development. That seems to always be the trade-off in most cases. And that's what you got here. You've got very light on character, high on plot and action. And that's okay. All books don't have to be all things. Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. The art by Eduardo Risso is perfection. Eduardo Risso, I don't know what more can be said about him that hasn't already been said. He is a master of negative space, silhouettes, shadow. He's just great at that. He can inform the viewer more with a black shadow than many artists can do with a full page of fully rendered, detailed artwork. It's just crazy how good he is. Just with a simple silhouette, he can tell a fascinating story. He's great. Absolutely fantastic art. That's one of the reasons that I so wish this was oversized, because that artwork could benefit from that. So you know what? I would rebuy this. If this came out as oversized, I'd buy it again. Yeah. The ending to this one, I'm not going to give it away because it's a major, major plot development. It has a fantastic ending, really great ending. But I will say this, it sets it up for more. I'll just leave it there. I mean, instead of saying the end, it says the beginning. So I don't know. I don't know if there's going to be more of this series. Maybe more from Bruce Campbell and Sgt.Rock. That would be great. I'd be there for it if there was a sequel. I have not read anything about how well this thing did as far as numbers, so who knows. But I really like what we got here. Had a lot of fun with it. And if you're a fan of Wolfenstein or Bruce Campbell or Sgt.Rock for that matter, you're probably going to like this. The covers, all of the regular covers for the series and for this volume are by Gary Frank. I love Gary Frank. Another super detailed, awesome modern artist. Gary Frank is fantastic. And you might notice that all of the faces of Sgt.Rock on all those Gary Frank covers look just like Bruce Campbell. So I was kind of wondering if that was going to carry through in the series before I read it. It does not. Within the book, he does not look like Bruce Campbell, only on the covers. But I thought it was pretty cool, though. So yeah, all in all, I vacillated on this one between, okay, is this a 7 or is this an 8? I mean, it's definitely not a 9 or a 10. I don't think there's enough depth to the writing and the story and the characters to say this is a 9 or a 10. That's off the table. And I kind of arrived at 7 there for a while. And the more I thought about it, the more I looked at that art, I'm like, okay, yeah, Eduardo Risso elevates this to an 8. Yeah, this is an 8 out of 10 for me. I know, my daughter's going to, she's going to get me on that because she says I give out a lot of 8s. And I do, but I don't know. It just seems to be a sweet spot. Stuff can sit at real easy there, and this hits that mark. This is an 8 out of 10 for me. And I hope you like taking a look at this art. And yeah, if you're an Eduardo Risso fan, you're going to want to get this. And I'll see you next time. Thanks.